Hmm. Hey, what's up, Sharon? Ronnie James is coming on tonight. Oh, what's up, Janelle? Hi, Janelle. What's up, boo? I'm trying to pin something. Hold on. How do I do this? Oh, yeah, give you the glasses and the gloves, by the way. Janelle. Wait, hey, V. How are you? I'm trying to pin something. How the heck does this work? Hey, Karen. Judge Karen in the building. What's up, guys? How y'all doing? Oh, I got it. I figured it out. Okay. Now I have to pin it. So pinning is hard, y'all. Oh, got it. Perfect. Got it. How's everybody doing? Janelle, what's up? Sydney, what's up? Yes, good that we see you as well. Thank you. What's up, guys? So we have Janelle. I have done 42 of these in a row, 7 nights a week. It's called Legendary Talks, just so y'all know. And I basically interview my cool and interesting friends about culture and music, basically. So tonight we have Ro James, a good friend of mine, and he is, a very great R&B singer that I'm very good friends with, but he's really got a groove going with his music, and I can't wait to just talk to him about, his journey that I, know very well, but his journey and, what it's been like for him, and really talk about music on the 70th birthday of the legendary Stevie Wonder. Shout out to Stevie Wonder. Are you guys drinking? Is anybody drinking? And if so, what are you drinking? Also, let's take a bet. Ronnie's like always late. Let's see exactly what time he joins. I say he joins, hey, Southern Style. I say he joins around, supposed to be here at 7:30. I say 7:40. Let's take a bet when he's going to join. Wine. Everyone, Janelle has wine for me. Sharon's drinking wine. Good. What's up, Milu? How's everybody doing? I hope everyone's feeling good. I'm feeling good today. I have the Illustrious Blacks on here tomorrow. This really amazing kind of cool performance artist type people. I'm very excited to talk to them. Who's on Friday? Oh, and Trace Lissette, the legendary Trace Lissette, is on Friday. Everyone's drinking wine. Good. It's wine o'clock. Oh my gosh, everyone's drinking wine. Unanimous. Cheers, y'all. What's up, Ursula? Yeah, Janelle, the legendary Trace Lissette is on here Friday, so maybe you'll join in then as well. Thank you for always being so supportive, everybody. Everybody on here has always been a really big supporter of me, so I am in a phase of supporting people, hold on. I am in a phase of supporting people right now and acknowledging them, people that are supporting me, so it feels really good. What's up, Imani? I'm getting a text from someone. Hey, Erica, I'm getting a text from someone right now that's also on the IG. Boo, I'm on IG Live right now. What's up, the Pop Life? How y'all doing? Love me since 18. That's great. Anybody have any questions for me while we're waiting for Ro James? Let's take a bet also what time he joins. I say he's going to be 10 minutes late. Hey, Chandra. Ooh, everyone's in the house tonight. Yes, exactly, you. Somebody on the live is texting me right now. Yes, anybody have any questions for me? Or let's take a bet what time he's coming. I say 7:40. Sydney says 7:40, 7:45. All right. That's kind of the same thing, but I say 7:40. Last night we had, right now, what time is it? He just joined. 7:32, only 2 minutes late. He must be maturing. What's up, Ronnie Ro? Hey, Elizabeth. I have done, I think, 41 or 42 legendary talks in a row. That was a question. Fashionably late in a leather, yes, I'm sure. Hey, Nelly. I know, he's very early. Are you going to request me, Ronnie? Ro, or you want me to request you? What's up, Candace, Nubian Candy? This is Dave. So, Janelle, Dave took a life of his own. Everyone calls me Dave, by the way. Because I told a story about Courtney Love also calling me Dave, so they all call me Dave now, too. Are you archiving these? I'm screen mirroring them because my anything won't let me save them, so I'm screen mirroring them, and I'm gonna eventually put them on YouTube. But I'm not a technically good person, so I'm a good person. I'm saying I'm not technically advanced. Let me try and request him if he's on. I'm requesting him because he didn't request me yet. What's up, guys? About to talk to Ro James. What's up, Brian? We got NYC in the house. I just requested you, Ro, or you can request me, whatever you want. I'm ready for you when you are. That's very polite of you to wait for me, though, and be on time. Actually, I'm shocked and impressed. You're maturing. All right, there we go. Oh.
What you mean I am maturing? I'm growing.
You said James is the last name?
Yes, right.
Ro
Yes,
James?
right.
I don't see James. We show you RCG and we'll invite you. I'm just kidding.
What's
You're
up,
on the
man?
list. You're on the list. How are you?
I'm great. You look, I went and found some glasses too because I knew you was about to be with some
Good.
glasses
Well,
on.
I wore a leather jacket because I knew I'd be talking to you. So,
Look at that. Look at that.
you know, that's just called friends that know each other, you know?
What's up, man?
First of all, turn your music down. It's too loud.
Oh, yeah, I'm playing PlayStation. Hold on.
Yes, turn that down.
Let me go in my section over here.
Much better. First of all, I'm in a state of appreciation, so I appreciate you showing up on time.
For sure. Look at that. I was still on time, though.
That's good. No, you were on time, yeah. So I'm doing this thing every night of the week. It's called Legendary Talks. Let me see your hair. What's your hair?
Growing. My sides is growing in.
Hello. I'm like, everyone's got weird. I cut my own hair for the first time in my life. So
I just cut my beard today. You know, look. Growing up.
Good. So I do this thing called Legendary Talks. I do it 7 nights a week, and basically I interview my cool friends about music and culture, just so you know what the concept is. I don't think you've seen it yet. And we've had a lot of our friends out here, MOS, Kiss, O'Neill, a bunch of our friends have been on. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I had Nate Wonder, and I think you may be the second singer I've had. Oh, Bebo, I had Bebo, Nate Wonder, and you. So.
Oh, I love B. Yeah.
She's on, I think, right now too as well. So, okay, so I want to talk to you about music and about your musical influences growing up. You were born in Queens. Where were you born?
I was born in Germany, Stuttgart.
That's right. And then, but you moved to Queens when?
When I was 2.
Got it. Yeah. So you're raised in Queens.
Pretty much.
And, what was the first kind of musical influences that you remember as like a very young person, 6, 7 years old?
6, 7 years old. A lot of like Stevie Wonder. Happy 70th birthday, Stevie. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of Stevie Wonder. A lot of old school music. You know what I mean? My family is really into music. My dad's whole side of the family sings, so they were really into music. And Prince, to be honest. My aunt was singing with Prince, so just knowing that. Rosie Gaines is my auntie. I
never knew that.
You didn't know that?
No, that's amazing.
What?
I never knew that.
That's amazing. All of our life, Damon, all our friendship, you never knew that?
I never knew that. And I remember, that's something I would not forget, trust me. That's amazing. I did not know that.
Yeah, so that's my auntie.
So Rosie, you grew up with your aunt singing for Prince. That's really
Right, right.
you know, it's not just like being a fan of Prince. That's a real connection. I'm sure
That's
that.
real, right.
Yeah. And how old were you? Were like 8 when she was doing it? How old were you approximately?
Yeah, I was about like 10. Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that.
That's amazing. I got introduced to Prince because my cool uncle had all his albums, and I was like about 7 or 8, and I kind of like started listening to them and kind of stole them.
Yeah.
All his albums. That's how I knew. Yeah. I never knew that. That's great. So, okay, what is the first song that you really connected with? Actual real song of any artist?
It's kind of hard because it ranged. Like my dad was a pastor, so
Yeah.
he's super into church. So I'll say that there was this group called Commission,
Yeah.
and it was this song called Ordinary Just Won't Do. And my dad was like super strict around this time.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I remember listening to that song and listening to their voices and the way that it made me feel. I still remember it to this day. It was like this, but it didn't feel like a gospel song. It felt like a regular secular song. And as I grew up and went back and listened to their music, I realized that that was really their aim, for you to feel like I'm still praising God, but even the cool kid can still
Yeah.
listen to it.
They draw you in.
Yeah, it was great.
That's a great answer. I've asked several people that question, but that's a great answer. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then what is the first album or CD or whatever you bought with your own money?
The first album or CD that what?
You bought with your own money. You purchased. Did you freeze? Oh, God. He froze, y'all.
My mom. There we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool. Yeah, I can't even remember that. I'm like, shit. I remember my mom used to always just buy me CDs. I think the first CD that I bought with my own money was like a mixed CD on Jamaica Avenue in Queens, like with everybody's, you know what I mean? But
First of all,
then,
I forgot about those. I love those.
yeah. Lauryn Hill, Miseducation. I remember that specifically, being there, waiting for that to come out.
Great. Wait, they're saying I have an echo when I talk. Are you watching me on the computer or phone or what?
Let me plug in my headphones. Maybe that's it.
Okay. You know, they like to complain.
Yeah, it's all right. We gonna know that. Can you hear me?
Goldfinger on here.
What's up, Goldfinger?
He gave you a shout out when he did it. He did it a couple weeks ago. He was amazing.
Dice in here. What's up, Dice?
I know, right? Janelle Monae's on here. Nell's on here.
What's up, Janelle?
Yeah. V. Bozeman's on here.
What's up, B? That's all love.
Brian Crew's on here. Okay.
What's up, Brian?
So, Lauryn Hill's a good one. What's the first concert you went to?
I'll probably say Lauryn Hill.
Okay. I went to that concert.
Miseducation, yeah. I remember that specifically, yep.
And then what was the movie that influenced you, either musically, style-wise?
Purple Rain, bro.
Me too. Same thing.
Fuck, it was crazy because they didn't want me to watch it.
Of course, they didn't want me to watch it either. Yeah.
When I finally watched it, I was like, "What?"
Well, I have in LA. I was doing movie night, and we showed Purple Rain recently in the past like 6 months, and I hadn't seen it in like probably 10 years, and I was like, nervous it's gonna be a little bad acting or something. It was even better than I remember.
Amazing.
So good. It's like everything about it is perfect. The music.
And now you can appreciate the art in it too, and just it's like the outfits, the lighting, everything.
Everything. First of all, he was only 24, I think, when he made Purple Rain.
That's crazy.
So young, right? He seemed like
crazy.
He seemed so old at the time, but I'm like, he seemed,
Yo, that's
crazy,
amazing. Right? It's a journey. That's a journey to watch. Like, wow.
Okay, so growing up, teenage years, what kind of happens to you musically? Where's your head at musically when you're like,
growing up?
No, teenager.
As a teenager, that's when my dad was like super in the thick of like church. Yeah. But I had this and my dad was also in the military, so I moved around a lot. So my musical influences, like, they changed because I lived in Oklahoma, and when I lived in Oklahoma, it was a lot of country music, a lot of rock and roll. We went to rodeos, but also lived in Hawaii. I lived in California. I lived in New York. New York, I feel like it gave me the perspective from Biggie, from 90s hip hop and R&B, just the
Yep.
feeling, the style, the culture, wanting to be a part of that, wanting to go to the parties. I feel like that influenced me a lot. And just coming back to New York in between in the summers and then going back to my parents' crib, it was like the balance of church and then just 90s hip hop. So when it came to my sound of music, that's kind of like what it became. It's like I got
Makes
this soul, but
it
then
makes
I
sense.
got the, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Because I didn't know that you traveled around as a teenager because you seem very, you know, I've known you for a long time. We're very close
Yeah.
friends, but you seem very New York to me. You have a very
Yeah.
unique sensibility about you. So when did you kind of come back to New York, like to live?
So I moved to Indiana when I was 16. I finished high school. I started a little bit of college, and then I moved back to New York when I was 19,
Got it. Okay, yeah,
19, 20. Yep.
yeah.
And that's when I met you.
Okay. So would you like to tell them how we met, or do you want me to tell? First of all, you smoking or drinking? What are you doing? Of
I'm smoking,
course, right?
no drinking.
Would you like to tell them how we met, or do you want me to tell them?
You can tell it. I love when you tell it because it always cracks me up.
So a chubby little ghetto little boy comes to my party, and
Ghetto,
he's
hood.
like he's with my friends, so you know that don't mean nothing to me. Reggie Noble's on here, by the way.
What up,
Um,
Reggie?
so he's like with a friend, like my friend brought him. I'm like, I don't care who this is. He turns to me very cockily and says, he was very cocky basically. He says to me, "Where are the drinks?" And I said, "At the bar." There's like 6 free comp bottles on my table with this huge table. He's like, "Where are the drinks?" I'm like, "At the bar over there." And he looked at
Facts.
the hand, right? That's
Lotus.
it. Yeah, it was Lotus. That was it. I was like, "Please." I was like, "Who's this?" And I was like, where'd this guy come from?" And
Factual.
then it took us probably, you know, a couple months, but then we became thick like these, right?
Yeah, bro. Real shit.
I don't remember when it changed at all. Do you? Like, what was the turning point?
I can't remember. It could have been one of the crazy nights of fights, and we had to all look out for each other. It could have been a number of different things.
So he's referring to Lotus, which was a party I
I was
did.
just about to say the best party I've ever been to in New York. Still, hands down.
Um, I did this amazing party for about 7 years, and some fights did break out from time to time. It was like a crew of us, and like one person. It was never we were never the instigators. We were always like the defenders, basically.
Real
So,
life.
but Reggie and Candace both will contest. But yeah, every once in a while a fight. First of all, I feel like you were always egging people on. Now that I think about it, no,
I was ready to fight.
I know.
I was ready.
Like I said, this little ghetto little chubby boy ready to fight, right?
Yeah,
And then, so then, you know, I basically watched you grow up. You mean so?
for real life.
And then after the Lotus thing, I know that you. When did you start working on music? You always told me you were a singer during that time. When did you start working on music?
I started to work on the music on real, probably like 23, maybe 24, maybe
Are you saying
25. Like getting
2004?
into, yeah, about 2004.
24. What's that? Um, because I remember you telling me, you know, you're kind of working on music, or you're a singer, and like I had never heard you sing, so I didn't. I'm not sure that I was like really. It wasn't sinking in, basically. You mean? Um,
Because I
and
wasn't really
then all
doing
of
it
a
yet.
sudden,
I was still trying to figure it out. Like,
no, I know. I
yeah,
was right
yeah,
there on the journey with you. But I think that what happened then is in New York, let's say kind of like the end of Lotus, a shift happened in New York City, and all these creatives all of a sudden emerged, including you. All these people kind of found each other and
yeah,
really, I call it like the class of like 2007, 2008. You mean like all
yeah,
of a sudden, all these really creative people found each other. They were musicians, they were doing jam sessions, all these things. And you, to me, were a part of all that. It was like, you know the crew. You know, it's
yeah,
like
yeah, for sure.
Bridget, Elle,
Yeah,
Tosh, like all the all of your
Luke,
peers
everybody. Yep.
were all kind of like all of a sudden I looked at them all and like all these people are gonna be for real singers. I could tell. You know,
Yeah,
before I was like these are like little kids talking about nothing, but then all of a
facts.
sudden the
It
crew,
changed.
I'm like, yeah, it switched. And then do you remember I did a party at Salon Millesime? I think you performed there a couple times.
Yeah, I
So
love
that
that
party,
place.
that
That
was the
was the
beginning.
beginning for me. Yeah,
I know it was. So that was the
that's
beginning.
my space. Yeah,
Yes. Now that was the beginning of it all for me, for you guys as well, because it was like Wynter Gordon, who's now Diana Gordon, performed
yep,
there. Marianne performed there at the Outpost. I was basically giving a space for what I still do to this day. And I love doing. Miguel performed there for people to perform like a kind of like an open mic kind of thing too. Remember, people used to jump on, and that to me was the beginning. I saw a shift in all of you guys kind of going directly in the right direction too. So I'm like, oh, these people are real. These people are legit. So
yeah, for sure.
It was fun.
It was fun. That was good times, man.
So what, like, before we get to later years, what was that time like for you? Like, what was going on for you musically, creatively? What was going on?
Man, that was my evolving phase. I feel like it was a lot of changes in New York in general. I was just personally exposed to a lot of different people, including yourself, and different people that you were even around. Khalees, who I also just admired. I thought she was fire, and her style was always dope. So then, honestly, being around you, it exposed me to just like a different sector of people in New York, and it was just like these people who were just free, and they were creative, and they were stylish, and they wanted to dance, and it was like a bridge between old school and new school, but still it was like cool. It was genreless, and it was just cool. It was just fly people, you know. So it gave me a different perspective of how to just that there are different types of audiences, and just to be neutral and just be cool, do you and be you.
To me, that period, let's say in your career, as you were finding yourself during that time. I mean,
most definitely.
You were exploring and finding yourself in a really great way.
I had to smooth out my edges because I was a little hood.
Listen, but all of a sudden, around that time, all of a sudden, you're no longer chubby, you're no longer ghetto.
I smoothed it out, you know what I'm saying?
He's a cool artist. What happened? He's an artist now. Wait, before we go any further, do you want to talk about that birthday party that you did at Lotus? The one.
Oh, yeah. Man, to be honest, and that's what started it too. It's just
I remember
realizing that you gotta show people who you are. Like, don't be ashamed. Like, you want something, your ideas are not limited to being small. You could do anything. Yep. You would do crazy shit at your birthday party. My bad. You would do crazy shit like ride horses into a place, or like, and it really showed me like, you know what, bro? You have great ideas. Be a star, man. Be a star. Yeah. Shine. And so in that time for me, I remember me and my homegirl Tosh, Mademoiselle now, we was like, yo, let's do a joint birthday party. We both Scorpio. Well, I'm a Scorpio. She was a Sagittarius, both Novembers. And I was like, man, let's just let's do a themed birthday party. We did a varsity birthday party. We rented a bus, a school bus. We was all dressed up like varsity. But I feel like that was the beginning of a cultivating of like, okay, who's this guy?
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we all wore like varsity stuff and pulled up to Lotus in a school bus, literally.
Shit. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, weed smoking. I remember you saying you wanted to do it, and me not really thinking you were gonna kind of follow through with it. And sure enough, you pulled it off. You pulled it together.
Pulled it off, man.
Right. And you sent me a picture recently, and I was like, it seriously seems like 30 years ago. It seems so long.
Wow.
Right?
Right.
Long, right?
Crazy.
So getting back to what I was saying, that then after the Lotus period, then I started doing the party at RDV. Okay, so for me it goes Salam Milsim, which I kind of laid this like groundwork for all these artists to come and be and do and explore. Olivia Dope started spinning there. Jimmy the Jet there. No, they kind of all started their thing. Yeah. It was really exciting for me too because I was, I don't know, doing what I do, but like really, I don't know, just enjoying everyone performing and all that. So
yeah.
But then I did the next party was RDV, which is interesting because that was kind of creative, kind of weirdo party in a good way. And then RDV was kind of like a little ratchet, you know what I mean? And it was really that amazing party because it was basically, I call it like what Me Kiss and MOS did it, but it's what we did after Lotus, which was smaller, sexier, but way interesting, And
it was kind of dark in there, so you can get a little crazy.
Yeah. Listen. And then,
I had some nights in there.
That's where a lot of artists, everyone would come there. But that's where I met Miguel with you there, right?
Yeah. I brought him to the party, yeah.
Yep. I also met Luke James, I think, there with you, right?
Yeah.
So, in case you guys don't know, Rose's best friend is my favorite singer.
Luke.
I'll say it. My favorite male singer, Luke James. I say it all the time. He,
amazing voice, man.
You're my 1A. You mean?
Yeah.
He, is incredible. I met him through you, and I met Miguel through you, and I met, I think I met Amarian through you, didn't I?
Yeah.
So, I was like, Ro is really, I just saw a difference in you. You were focused, and you were because we talked about this too, like your look. Remember that time? So
Yeah, we was talking about that.
I say this publicly. I think at one point around that time, you said to me, you know, I want to mix up my look, fix it up, and I was like, no. The reality is, it took you a couple years to, like, I'm gonna say find yourself realistically. You found this look, which was these leather jackets and this kind of hipster rock boy R&B look, and you were the first one to have it. I tell you that all the time. You were the first one to have it. Everyone else had it after you. So I said, do not do that. I said, just because they have it, you own it though. It's yours. Trust me. And I basically really haven't changed it that much. So like, you found it. I said, it took you a long time to get here. Don't leave from here. And you saying that, I mean, we talked about that.
100%. Yeah.
And then, do you remember Miguel performing at RDV a few times, right? How did you meet Miguel, first of all?
So, you remember MySpace. MySpace. Yeah. I met Miguel on MySpace, and then fast forward, because I fucked with his music. He was dope. And then fast forward, when he got his deal, he came to New York, and I heard that he was having a show here. And so I pulled up to the show. I was dolo, and I just kind of was like in the back, just watching, observing. He did the show, and we chopped it up after, and we've been like bros ever since. Like,
oh, no, you guys are very close. I know that. So yeah, I think brought him to my party. I think we probably became friends, he and I, because he performed, I think like 3 times that first year at RDV.
Yeah.
Times I remember. And the first time, you know, people were, I described it,
they didn't know who he was. Right.
Yeah, like, it was just someone singing. They were like not into it, or not. They were into it. They just weren't paying attention. The second time, they kind of knew him. You know, it was maybe a couple months later, and people kind of paid attention. Third time, his single was out. Everybody was paying attention. He came out to sit at my table. All of a sudden, all these girls come to the table. I turned and like, "Yo, bro, you're famous now. You better get ready." You're telling him that. So
I remember that transition.
Yeah, I remember, and I also told him too. I'm like, I remember he was like looking up at everybody, and they were in his face so much. I'm like, look down. Trust me, if you look down, it's less inviting. He's like, yeah, that's. And he remembers it to this day. He tells me like, that was great advice. You mean?
Yeah.
Someone asked, how did you and Luke meet?
Me and Luke met through my homegirl Nicole.
Yeah.
She told me I needed to meet him, and this was 10 years ago. And I did not. It's longer than that. Probably like 12.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't like this guy. But now he's my best friend. Nah, we didn't like click at first.
I liked him the first time I met him. He's like a weirdo artist, which I like.
Yes, he's a weirdo.
I love that about him. And he's so nice.
Too.
We clicked the first time we met, you mean? And then I heard him open his mouth. Forget it, you mean?
You know why? Because Luke is an artist, and you know he sings. So I think that she told him, "Oh, I want you to meet my boy. He sings too." And he's like, "Oh my God, another singer! I don't want to meet another singer." And then he was like, "The boy actually sings," you know?
You guys are total brothers to me. You guys are brothers. I mean,
yeah, we're brothers for sure.
Connected at the hip. I love you guys' friendship. Actually, I love it. You mean,
evolution. I saw Sarah in here.
She did some amazing visuals for you.
Yes.
Okay, so it's the RDV time, and then MOS told me a story, which I don't even know if it's true or what the whole thing was, but he said that you basically kind of got discovered at RDV, or you got signed from RDV?
Nah, I didn't get signed from RDV.
Eddie Blackman or something maybe saw you at RDV perform? Is that any of that true?
Nah, I've been, nah.
Okay, that's it. I thought I would know the story, and I'm like, I never heard that.
Yeah, so, nah.
Well, there's a rumor going on it, something about RDV, and you had some magic, and something happened, but...
I had some crazy nights at RDV because remember you asked me to host it a couple of times. I had a crazy birthday party there where I was drunk. Those are my drug days.
What happened?
But no. I met Eddie at a party for Kanye.
Got it.
And me and him was just cool. And the way that even happened, I didn't even sign through Eddie. I signed through Mark Pitts because I actually kind of came through Miguel, to be honest.
Got it.
So, yeah.
Shout out to Miguel. Wait.
Shout out to my bro.
I'm just thinking right now, too. Do you remember my party I did at room service? We did 90s.
At room service. Oh, yeah.
We're all wearing Fuji's in the picture.
Wow.
Do you remember Kanye used to come there all the time, though? Do you remember?
Wow, I remember that. Yep.
He'd come there every week. I forgot. It's all coming back to you. Right when he had flashing lights and all that.
Yep, I remember that.
And Shane from Hood by Air was one of the promoters.
Shane
said I gave him his first job ever.
Yeah, I love Shane, man.
Okay. I mean, we're having a conversation.
We're reminiscing.
Okay, so RDV is happening, and that, again, it's kind of like unintentionally this breeding ground for all these artists. Miguel's performing all the time. You're performing. Luke James, Lisa performed there several times. Who else performed? Maluka was performing. All these cool, really interesting artists. John Legend, I think, performed there. He did something there. So, what's the next thing for you then? Like, what's the next big? Well, first of all, keep your phone straight.
I'm about to put my album out. I put before that, I put a single out. What you mean?
What's from RDV? There's a gap. What's going on in the middle between RDV?
Oh, in between RDB and that?
Yeah.
Right in between that time, I think that's when I really started to focus. Yeah. And really started to see.
I agree.
I started to see like, yeah, I could do this. Like, this is what I'm about to do. Yep. No doubt. I started to have real tunnel vision. I started to like cut people out and to like push people out. Yep. And then started to go and really record my music and cultivate a sound, how I wanted to hear myself, and find the different pieces and people. I felt like my style was right where I wanted it to be. My music had to match it kind of. But yeah, I was right in that place, and just kind of like watching all of my peers take off. Like all of my peers go. And I was like, what about me? Wait.
I remember that. We had this conversation. Do you remember?
Yeah.
So we kind of had a moment, a brother moment. Not like we were in Miami. I remember it. Do you?
Huh?
We were in Miami. Do you remember it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember all our conversations. You be talking shit. Yeah, of course I remember.
I can talk about it, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
So you were saying to me that, you thought that I was supporting your peers, all your good friends had become kind of famous in the course of like 2 years. I mean, and we're on the radio and all these things, and you were saying to me that you thought that I was supporting them more than you. And I remember telling you, I support you 100%. You don't have anything for me to support. You had no album, no single. There's nothing for me to support. And guess what? A year later, guess what happened? You mean?
Smack.
So I remember, we had a very heated moment between you and I. It was like, listen, I support you 100%. There's nothing for me to support because you ain't got no album. You mean? So guess what? And that changed. So
then that changed. But you know what? That's what. Not even that. Just that conversation. But I felt like I was having that conversation multiple times with people that I was close with, that I built with. But it was like, that was my moment of like, all right, cool. I got y'all. Let me show y'all something, because I've been working. So I'm gonna let y'all hear some music. You know what I mean?
Guess what? You showed me. So, because I agree with everything, I'm kind of just like co-signing for everything you're saying. You really did around the RDV time. You did go and really cultivate a sound, and you did actually. I saw a shift in you creatively and focus-wise. You kind of did like this tunnel vision, and because there were so many of you, and only some of you were making it. It was a huge group. I say 10, 15 of y'all, and all of a sudden 3, 4 people are on the radio. So some are gonna make it, some aren't. And you wisely got it together, and you're like, and you cultivated this sound, and I think so. I guess your first single came out. Okay, so what's the timeline between like that?
Oh yeah, so before that, so I put out this Coke Jack and Cadillacs project, and I had Sarah shoot the Pledge Allegiance song.
I love that song to this day. Still love that song.
Still a great song.
Yep.
And I decided that I was watching how all of my peers was taking off, and I was like, listen, man, I know that this has to be a movement, and I can't just do this by myself. And I want to be the lead. I want to be the vanguard of this movement of the new wave of R&B, whatever it's supposed to be. Like, I want to be the lead of this, because I have ideas. I have all these different perspectives and all these different influences and places I've lived. Like, I have a lot to offer. So I was like, let me do this show and call it Ro James and Friends, and just show people like what I'm feeling, like what my vibe is like. And so I put this, that's when I got Eddie around that time. And I was like, listen, I got this idea. And he made it happen. And between him and Keith, and we put like Wynter and Asher Roth and my boy Lamade and Luke.
Bridget.
And Bridget and Sonia. And yeah, and I just had and Melanie Fiona.
Yep.
I just had a couple of people like come and perform, and just to like let's be on the same accord vibe wise, and then at the same time, that was my rollout of presenting my music for the first time and performing it kind of like for the first time in front of people.
Yep.
And that was kind of like what started it, and that's when like labels started to realize like, okay, he's actually serious,
Yep.
and it really changed from there. Everything changed from there.
Well, everyone on the comments is saying the jackets.
Yeah, the jackets for sure.
That's
And I wanted it to.
Explain what the jackets is.
So the jackets is, you know, at the time, like you said, the biker jacket. Like, look at your biker jacket right now. That's your jacket. You know what I mean? And so for me, it was a creative way to show individuality. And I felt like a biker jacket, mine personally, I got pins on mine. I got like a fist, a power fist on the back. I got patches that I put on it. All of it, I did built it. And I felt like it's personal to me. And everybody can have on their a jacket, but every jacket is personal, like to represent your music or your style or your vibe or your energy.
Right.
So it's like we could all be on one vibe we call the jackets, but each one of us got our own jacket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that was the vibe. So it was Luke and it was, you know, everybody on the show. And I was really trying to build that energy of just a crew and camaraderie, and just like what you see with the rappers like TDE and OVO and that type of vibe. Like that's really what I was trying to start. But yeah.
Well, okay, so Pledge Allegiance was a great song. It was, you know, you kind of did it on your own independently. Did the video with Sarah. That was great. And that to me was when I think I was like, yo, Ro is gonna make it. Ro's gonna do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a great song. I love that song.
Thank you.
So after you did the tour and the jacket thing, what was the next thing after that?
So after I did the jacket thing, I put the project out, the end of Coke, Jack, and Cadillac. So I did it in 3 parts. I put out Coke, then Jack, and Cadillac's release was the show. So, and then from there, it kind of like was 100 miles per hour, honestly, because labels started to hit us and started taking meetings. And to be honest, I was at the point where it was like very hard because nobody was really putting money into R&B like that, because R&B was dead and ain't nobody paying attention to R&B. We want rap, we want a quick song, like, or you got an auto tune. And
what year was that? 2010 or something?
That was like 12.
Yeah.
10, like 12.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I got to keep going. But at the same time, I was doing this all independently.
Yep.
So I was running out of money. And it was at the point where it's like, you know what? If I want to actually do this and fuel it and put gas behind it, I need to sign to a label.
Yep.
And so we started to take meetings and stuff. And I met with a whole bunch of different labels. And to fast forward past that process, I mean, I decided to go with Mark because, like I said earlier, I was a huge fan of 90s hip hop and R&B. Mark Pitts is Biggie and Puff and Andre Harrell and the Total, and you know what I mean? Like all the things that I love, all the artists that Jodeci, like I'm looking at them like, this is who I respect, and I know he would know how to deal with somebody like me who is just like versatile and musically and all and just creative and shit. So went with him, and I think that's when also people started like, okay, you're still okay.
You got with Pitts, yeah.
Okay. And Pitts, that's the perfect person to let you be you. You know what I mean? Because when I met him, he was like, you know, when you came in here, I just wanted to see if you was going to come in here with cowboy boots on, or if that was just, you know, a fraud. But I was actually that's who I was. You know, that was every day. And so we signed, and then a few months later, we put out Permission, and then it's been moving since.
Well, okay, so Permission and that album, I've told you many times. So Ro comes out with this song and album. First, I think I got the album. I buy all my friends' albums. I don't care if they're good or bad. I purchase all my friends' albums. That's my rule.
Yeah.
And I got the album. I listened to it. I was like, yo, that album beginning to end is perfection. And to me,
Thank you.
that is like, it's like, you know, for that decade, it's a classic from like the 2010 to 2020. It's a classic R&B album from that decade. And also, it's modern R&B. It's exactly kind of what you said. It's like Jodeci and things, but 2015, or what year did it come out? 2014, 15, what year?
That came out 16.
Yeah, so
16.
It's like a 2016 version because it doesn't sound dated, but it sounds classic at the same time. And to be honest, I listen to it still all the time, and that album is perfection from beginning to end. I'm telling you right now.
Thank you.
And I remember being like, that MF pulled it together. He got it together.
Yes.
It's such a unique and distinct sound that only you have, musically, vocally, everything. Like, you own that all. You mean, like I said, it took you, for me, it came easier to other people. I know it came easier to people around you, but it took you a long time to get it. But when you found it, you hit it hard. That's what I'm saying. So,
thank you, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that album from beginning to end. You know what I tell you all the time. I listen to it still right now. It's 5 years old, whatever. 4 years.
Thank you.
And then cut to, you know, you kind of became
Vanessa
famous.
Williams. Huh?
Yeah, Vanessa Williams. What's up, boo? You kind of became famous overnight. Was it so crazy? I'm like,
it moved. Yeah.
All of a sudden, like, you were everywhere, like performing at these huge events I would be at, and then you're the performer. Remember the Deborah Lee thing? I'm like,
yeah.
Performer. And then you went on tour, opened for Mary J. Blige and Maxwell, right?
Yeah.
And that was your first big tour, right?
That was my first big tour, yep.
So I'm a huge fan when they put a newer artist on a big tour with these established artists because you can learn so much. You mean?
Yeah.
Like, I remember actually they put Miguel on tour with Mary J. Blige back in the day. Do you remember that one?
I remember that, yeah.
So Miguel's performance was like developing. He went on tour with Mary J. Blige and he performed, I think, again for me right after. And his performance had escalated so much because he learned, you mean?
Love you too.
Yes, we love you, Vanessa. But my thing is, you know, I think these newer artists learn so much. These two R&B legends, Maxwell and Mary J. Blige, great.
Yeah.
It was perfect billing. It was perfect billing for you. You mean?
Yeah.
And you know, truth be told, the MSG show, you were you're first, and it was a lot of people getting in. I missed your MSG show. I told you the truth. I'm like, I missed it.
Yeah.
Like, I was so excited to see you at MSG. I was physically running there, and there was all these people getting in. And by the time I got in, you had finished. And I was very upset. But in Miami, I was like, I think I left at 5 p.m. to get there. I'm like, I am not missing this. I mean, I went with Felicia Pant. I made her leave literally to get there at like 6:30.
I love Felicia too.
Like, we're not missing this. And I saw you perform for a huge crowd of people, and you had fans.
I was so nervous, bro. I remember.
It was like leather pants. I'm like, get those. It was so hot. I'm like, so hot, but I know it. My thing is, I was so proud to see you perform, and you have fans that know the words of your music, everything. It was like an amazing moment for me personally, just to see the whole thing grow for the past 10, 12 years. I mean, I was standing the whole time and cheering the whole. I was like someone's mom. They're like, that's not, that's got to be a relative. Like, I was standing the whole time like a proud uncle or something, But
yo, can you believe I played Madison Square Garden on my first album, bro? That's crazy.
So then also you did Soul Train Awards, right?
Yeah, that was my first TV performance.
And then, I mean, you were just everywhere during that time. It was like, you were pretty lucky. It was amazing. And then you started getting awards and stuff. I'm like, what the frick? His first album.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I remember the Grammy. I thought I was going to take the Grammy. If I had took the Grammy, but you know what? It put me on the path to let me know, you know what? Bro, you are doing this shit. Don't stop.
Wait, you got nominated for Grammy that first year?
On permission, yeah.
Yeah, so what was it? Best R&B song or something? Or what was it?
It was Best R&B Performance.
Oh, amazing.
From the Soul Train Awards, yeah.
Imagine that, guys. Like, this Ro, who's been like, we've been bickering for the past 10 years about music and stuff. And I was like, Grammys and performing everywhere. I was like, what the heck? I mean, it was amazing. It was amazing for me to see. But again, I'll say it every 5 minutes. The album was such a great album. That's the proof was in the pudding. So the album and the songs were great.
Thank you.
So, and then what were like the highlights for you? Obviously, besides things we talked about. What else? Like meeting Stevie Wonder or whatever.
Oh wow, yeah. I mean, honestly, I was just talking to my friends about this today. Like, I met so many people that I looked up to.
Yeah.
On my way here. And so many people that those people that I looked up to were the people coming to me, like giving me advice, like, we love what you're doing, take my number, call me anytime. I'm like, all right. and it's not like, you know, all right, can we take a picture? It's more so like we gonna connect because actually I might need your guidance and your wisdom. You know, it's more than a picture. And I was telling my friends today, like even with Stevie Wonder, it's like, you know, I've met him and been around him several times now, and it's not that I'm looking for a picture. I'm absorbing the moment, you know, and I realized that even with social media and the way that things have changed, you know, everything has to be a pic. You got to see it. You got to show it, you know, and you know me for a long time. I'm low. I'm like, I'm not going to show it. I'm going to hold it to myself, you know. Well, go
Well,
ahead.
first of all, that's an artist's way of thinking, number one.
Exactly,
Like,
was what I'm
number one.
saying.
Number two, it's not all for social media. You and I guess you get to a certain mental. Are you leaving? Are we done with the interview? Is the interview over? Are you mad? Did I piss you off again?
I had to fix my lighting. You know, it was a little dark. Hold on, go ahead.
I thought you were over me and left.
No.
I think what happens is, and you know, I think the same thing sometimes. I do like getting a photo, I'm not going to lie, but the reality is, let's use Prince's example. We've had so many amazing moments with Prince, there's no photo necessary. Those are amazing moments, you mean? That's all you need to be in the moment, you mean?
Yeah.
So,
moments, man.
tell me your Prince stories.
Oh, wow. I got so many of them. I remember my last recent Prince story was my boy, Prince, like grew an affinity for the guy. Like he loved his voice, Luke. So he started to invite him to do things, and Luke invites me to this party, and he was like, yo, it's mad late. It's probably like 2 a.m. and I'm like, bro, I'm tired. I'm about to leave. He's like, nah, stay, bro. Trust me. Next thing you know, probably 45 minutes later, the stage gets dark. And Prince pops on the stage and performs Forever all night.
Yep. That
was he was there.
Yeah, City Winery.
Yeah.
Yvonne McNair did that part.
Bro,
I was hosting that party. I know.
Crazy.
I know. If it's the night I'm thinking of, he did a couple nights that week, but it was the night of the MTV Awards. Sarah McColgan was there too. She got kicked out because she took a picture of him. But
it's worth it. Did they keep it?
They deleted the picture and kicked her out.
I know it. Okay, go ahead.
So he started with the night of the MTV Awards in New York, and he started around 3 a.m. and it was a city winery where it's glass. There's no curtains, so it's like you can look inside. And it was becoming morning. It was like 6 a.m. and it was light out, and people were jogging because it was a Monday morning. And if you look inside, Prince is performing at 6 a.m. People are going to work with their coffee, but Prince is still performing, and it's like 6 a.m.
Worth it.
I think Luke and I went uptown together, and we left at 7 a.m.
I love it. Yeah. But look, who knew a couple years later?
I know.
Wow.
So what are you working on now? What's your focus now? You know, what's going on with you?
So right now, so for the past, it's been 2016, so 2004, for the past 4 years, I've done some tours. I've been touring, and I had to take a moment because I was touring for a minute.
Yeah.
Take a break and pause. And I had a lot of changes. I had a lot of changes with my team, and just trying to figure out what's my next sound. Where do I want to go next? And I got a lot of advice from everybody, and everybody's telling me, do the same thing that you did before. It's like, bro, that was 4 years ago. I mean, that was when I did that. Like, I'm trying to do something different. I'm an artist, you know, in real life. So, but then I'm also watching what all of my peers are doing, and I'm trying to do the opposite of what everybody else is doing.
I'm going to give you advice when
What's
you're
up?
done. No, when you're done talking, finish.
Oh, go ahead. So then I just gone through this period, you know, a lot of different, like, you know me real. So I went through a lot of things in the past couple of years, and I had to do like a whole new reckoning with self and reinvention and just coming to self and saying, you know what, just that refocus again, like, you want this, man.